Hello, I'm Amanda from Neal's Yard Remedies and Body Harmonies Massage and Aromatherapy. So welcome to my DIY facial with rejuvenating face massage. So here I am ready with my hairband on to keep my hair out of my face. Now, I won't be doing anything on eyes here. So if you've got eyeshadow or mascara on, you can leave it, as none of the products that we're going to be using will go onto the eye area. So have everything ready before you start. There's a list in the event description. So if you want to go off and get those together, then just pause the video now and pop back when you've got everything. And if you're going to use a treatment mask, if you want to add a treatment mask to your facial routine, I'll prompt you during the course of this video. Then you could pause, go away, do your mask, and then come back and restart when it's finished. I'm not doing masks here because it takes too long. And who wants to watch somebody with gunk all over their face? But I have done a separate talk about different face masks for different skin types. So you can catch up on that in another part of the festival. And if you've got any questions or comments, then please do put them in the comments as we go along. I'll be around on Sunday to answer and chat, and also for the rest of the week when the festival stays up online, so you can catch up with everything afterwards if you're missing Sunday. And you can also direct message me, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to start now by doing a thorough cleanse of my face. I'm using the Neal's Yard Calendula face cream cleanser, which is suitable for all skin types. It's a very gentle one. Calendula is a very strong healing herb, so it's always a good one to use. So I've just got a little bit on the end of my fingers. I'm just going to pat that around. Now, the thing with face cleansers is don't be tempted to rub, because if you rub, all you will be doing is rubbing in whatever is on your face that wants to come off deeper into your pores, making you more difficult and more prone to breakouts. So the trick is just to pat and lift like that. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear, there's a slight suction noise. So the squeeze and the pat just mixes the makeup or whatever is on your face into the cleanser, and then the suction action of the lift just lifts it away from your face. So that's a very effective way of using either a cream or a liquid cleanser. So I'm just going to take this off with a warm damp flannel. You can use cotton wool, you can use little reusable makeup remover pads if you like. All Neal's Yard cleansers are designed to come off either way, whichever is your preference. I personally quite like the feeling of water on my face. It makes it sort of feel fresh and clean. So I'm just going to wipe that away with my damp flannel. Now you can, if you like, use a toner here. It's not essential. There's always a stray hair. But what a toner will do is it'll just remove the last remnants, the residue of any cleanser that you've used. So this is the Nourishing Orange Flower Toner with aloe vera, which is very soothing. So it's just slightly moisturizing, not really enough, but just enough to sort of take away the remains of any of that cleanser. So I'm just wiping that around gently, always moving upwards and outwards, never drag down. So that's that. Now we're on to the massage section. So again, it doesn't matter if your face is a little bit damp. If it was a bit damper, I might just dry it off with a towel, but the moisture is fine. So I'm going to be using the Rehydrating Rose facial oil. We've got orange flower and we've also got a frankincense one as well. So it's entirely up to you. You can also just use a little tiny bit of sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is very high in vitamin E. So your skin will quite like that. So this comes in a convenient dropper. So I'm just going to drop a few drops onto my fingers and just dab to distribute it around my face. And you want to also include your neck in any treatments. So I'm just going to put a couple of drops on the backs of my hands with, excuse me while I just go and on. My apologies. So that's my oil. Starting with just a few gentle sweeps up, just to make sure you've got a nice covering of oil over your face. And then this also helps to clear away any lymph that's pooling under your eyes. You haven't got any lymph drainage glands in your face. They're all behind your ears and under your neck. So just moving everything outwards to start with is really helpful. So I'm just going to start with little circles over my forehead, just working from side to side, just to start invigorating the skin and getting the circulation going. And I'm just going to move my fingers around, again, just in little circles going from the outside, inside, out to the edge. I'm only going to do this once each side, otherwise it takes too long, but you can carry on doing this for as long as you like, really. So just, and then I'm going to work around the chin. And don't be afraid to pull faces. It's really good isometric exercises for your face muscles. That's why men don't wrinkle so much, because they do this while they're shaving. And it keeps the skin very supple. Helps with the underlying muscular structure. So I'm just going to work that also up into my jawline here. Now, if you get your eyebrows between your thumb and forefinger and just pinch, again going from the outside in, just pinching across. It's very relaxing, this. Working on the muscles that come across from the top of your head, they all finish on your forehead. In fact, they start on your soles of your feet, but that's a whole other story on the massage thing. So just pinching there, and then little pressures around my eye sockets. Notice I'm staying on the bone and just above it. You don't want to be working on that delicate skin inside your eye. And then if you find your temples, a little dip just to each side of your eye, you can just start to massage there. Just gently around in circles. That's so relaxing. If you get somebody else to do that to you, it's just lovely. I always do this a lot as part of my massage routine, as a really good way of making people relax and zone out. So you can just keep circling there for as long as you like, really, and then just gradually decrease the pressure. Another good place to apply pressure is between your nose, between your eyebrows, just holding that. And just continue a few more little circles. Now, as you come down, you'll find you can do some nice little pressures along your sinuses. Just, you can feel that, because it feels, particularly if you're hay fever and you've got congested sinuses, it's quite tender. So you can work on that yourself. I mean, don't go into the point of huge pain, but you can go into the point of a little bit of discomfort. And again, just pushing. I'm following the line of the bone. My teeth kind of start here, and that's the top of my jaw. So you can just work in there with little circles. And then as you come out to the side here, you'll find your masseter muscle, which is the big muscle that controls your lower jaw, does all your talking and chewing. So if I just zoom in and if I just clench my teeth, you can just see my fingers popping out as the muscle tightens up. So you can find it very easily. And that's a really good area to do a nice deep massage. We get a lot of tension in our jaws from stress and worry, particularly at the moment with this peculiar lockdown situation. And that can get very, very tight, which contributes to headaches and neck ache. It's amazing how the pain referral points move around the head. So you can really massage your fingers into that muscle nice and deeply, just to sort of get that really relaxed. And don't talk while you're doing it. This is obviously a demonstration, but just let your jaw hang like that. So just let that muscle relax. And then you can sweep up your neck. Sometimes it's easy to do this with the backs of your hands, which is why I explained when I was putting the oil on. So just coming up. And you can tighten the skin under your jaw just by lifting your chin up. So that's, and you can obviously carry on a little bit lower down into your décolleté if you wish. I'm not going to do that on camera. So you can finish with what we call tapotement all over your face. Again, this just helps to stimulate circulation, which helps the skin to regenerate and heal. You want a good blood supply in there, so you can just tap, tap, tap. Just gently. Now I found that the oil has pretty much soaked in there. I don't want to be continuing this too long. You could, if you wanted to carry on with a bit of a longer massage, add a bit more oil. If you're going to do a face mask, now is the time to do it, because the oil will have, and the massage will have opened up your pores, and it'll have increased the warmth in your skin, which means it'll get much more benefit from any masks. So if you're doing the masks, stop the video and then go away, do that, relax for 10-15 minutes, whatever the instructions are, and rejoin us when you've finished. So I'm just going to, because I actually don't particularly like my face feeling oily. So it's a purely personal preference. Some people don't mind. It's not a good idea to think of oil as a replacement for moisturizer. The oil is meant as skin food. Moisturizer doubles as skin food and gives you a certain amount of protection from the elements, whereas the oil really won't. So it's always a good idea to follow with a face moisturizer or a night cream if you're doing it in the evening. So I'm just going to take the residue. You could use toner to take the residue off. I just personally quite like warm water. That's better. I'm just going to dry my face. Now my nicely massaged face feels very refreshed and smooth. I'm going to add a bit of the the frankincense intense lift serum. We've got quite a few different ones for different skin types. This is the richest. It's really designed for skin that is on the wrong side of 50, starting to get very dry, starting to get wrinkly, crepey, and the ingredients in this will really plump up. We also have an oil-free serum as well, and then there's a frankincense, an ordinary frankincense serum, but this is the one I personally use every day, so I'm just going to treat my skin. So this comes in a nice little dropper bottle. You don't need much. if I show you my finger there, I'm just going to drop one drop on my finger, divide that between the two, and just pat it round so that I get it evenly spread. And as with the massage, I'm just doing little circles up and out, just to smooth that in. And with this one, the aromatherapy aspect of it's quite important. So it's a really good idea just to stop and hold your hands over your face and just inhale the aroma of the frankincense. It's so balancing, so grounding. It really does set you up for the whole day. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a real sort of pick you up fix. Lovely, lovely stuff. And that has got, as well as the frankincense extract, it's got things like hyaluronic acid in it that will help plump out the fine lines and wrinkles. So that's a serum. And then next we look at an eye treatment. Now, I like the white tea eye gel. It's very cooling and refreshing, and it's absolutely fantastic if you're feeling hay fever and your eyes are a bit red and inflamed. Again, not much. I'm just going to put a tiny drop out. You can see that's quite a dark one. The others are a sort of white creamy. Now I'm just dividing that between my two fingers, and I'm just going to very lightly dab that around my socket. What I don't want to do is just smear it over my eye, because it's just too much. The skin here is so absorbent, and the skin on your eye will draw in what it needs from the outside. So you can just pop that, and the cooling effect, particularly on this bit here, where hay fevery sinuses tend to get a little bit sore, is just so nice and calming. So just dab that in, and you'll feel it absorbing very quickly. So that's the eye treatment. We've got a frankincense one. There's also a lovely rose. Oh, and the frankincense one doubles as a lip treatment as well. So you can put a little bit over your lips as a treat for them. So now my skin, the serum has soaked in completely, and I'm now ready for my protective moisturizer. Again, I'm using the pair to that serum. It's the Frankincense Intense Lift. It's quite a thick cream, but it's not in the slightest bit heavy. If you prefer a lighter texture, we also do a couple of more fluid ones that come in a pump bottle. So there's lots of different ones to choose. So just ask me. And if you're using a serum as well as a moisturizer, you'll find you'll need less of each than if less certainly than if you were just using a moisturizer. So it actually works out to be a very economical way. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that. You can see I've hardly got any on the end of my finger, and I'm just going to dab around, and not forgetting my neck, because that skin is just as important as your face. And that's the one thing that you tend to notice with a lot of, I'm thinking of Joan Collins in particular, who looks always so impeccably made up with the most beautiful skin. And then you look at her neck and you think, ooh, no, it's not quite as good as the rest of her face. But you can keep your skin here, and your décolleté further down into your cleavage. You can keep that nicely moisturized and hopefully youthful looking. So I'm just finishing with a few little pats there, just to make sure that it's all blended in and I haven't got any streaky bits in my hairline. Just take a little bit over my lips as well. So that's your basic facial routine. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Now you can do that. I mean, if you were able to do a little bit of the massage every day, that would be fantastic. Your skin would certainly love you for it. But genuine, I mean, we don't have time always, but try and do it once a week. And if you can do a mask as well, then that's all to the good. But again, that's not essential. But it's about getting the circulation going in the skin, which helps with keeping it moisturized, keeping it plump, keeping it healing. And if you have got oily skin and you're prone to breakouts, then have a look at my little talk on Palmarosa, the Palmarosa range, which will help you manage that, because that skin does need feeding as well. It doesn't want to be having all its oil stripped out of it. That just makes the skin produce more. So just have a look at my other little video. Now, do ask me about any of the products, and if you want to buy any, then there's a link to the shop in the comments on this page as well. And if you have enjoyed my little routine, then I've got a tip box if you like to put something into that. It's not obligatory, but I would be very grateful. So I'll just take out my hairband and try and restore a little bit of order. It's never great having a hairband on. So you can follow me on Facebook as Body Harmonies Massage and Aromatherapy. And I've also got my Neal's Yard Independent Consultant page as well on Facebook. And again, the links are in the comments here. So looking forward to having a chat with you during the day or during the week. And thank you very much for watching.